Hi, we're the KThree, and this is our Astro Corner, Virgo style. All right, let's get started. We've got, this is a huge favorite out there in the old Kdrama landscape, Jong Suk, who just celebrated his 30th birthday. Did he just get back from the military or he just go in?
No, he just went in.
He just went in. Okay, gotcha.
First military birthday.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. All right. Well, this boy is a Virgo, and he's a lot. We got a lot of Virgo energy in this. Our choices this week, or for Virgo this time. He is a Virgo Sun, a Virgo Mars, 2 Virgos, but that's a lot of Virgo. Because it's his Sun and his Mars are conjunct. So basically who he is and how he takes action are in that Virgo energy. And Virgo is an earth sign, but it's mutable. So even though we Virgos are very much like, it has to be perfect, it has to be this way, we're also like, it has to be perfect. Okay, but I kind of see where we can shift. We're unlike those fixed signs where they're like, no, it's wrong. We kind of can be, we're mutable. We're a little bit more go with the flow kind of stuff. So he's got that, the way he takes action and the way he is, who he is in the world. I think we actually do see that in a lot of his characters. Like, I feel like the characters that I've seen him in, like, he's got this aggressive side, but then he's also, he backs down really fast. No? I mean, I'm not the huge, do not hate me. I'm not the hugest Jong Suk fan, but I know that people love him out there.
I feel like his character from While You Were Sleeping had elements of that.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I like him a lot.
Do you? What is it about him that you really like?
He's kind of self-deprecating.
That's very much Virgo.
He's really tall.
I don't know if astrology has anything to do with that, but sure.
I don't know.
He's got great comedic chops.
He's really tall. I just like that for some reason.
He's very tall.
You know what? I like him with his co-stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like,
and
I think
because like Romance is a bonus book. That story, I don't know where it went, but I liked him with what was her name?
No, I don't remember.
She was a big star, and I know she just came back. But I like them together. So,
but I will say this about Virgos, and it's all the mutable signs, which is Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius. Because they're mutable, they do tend to work well with others because they can kind of pivot to what other people expect. So that's really nice. So that's probably why you like him with all of his co-stars.
Yeah.
And maybe just him being tall when he's by himself. But yeah, so he's got that double Virgo, which is going to be, it's going to be an aggressive personality, but never that Aries aggression. It's going to be more self-deprecating. It's going to be more beating himself up about why things are not perfect. It's not perfect because he's not perfect.
He's
so
not an aggressive personality.
Yes. Because then he's got his Mercury over here in Libra. So again, they're going to like nice things. They're going to his communication style is going to be that we need everyone to kind of get along. I want everyone to feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely his character in Romance.
Absolutely, right? And then but I will say this, boy's got a Scorpio Venus. So this is, I think, where he gets all of the love from, especially the ladies out in K-Dramaverse. When he turns it on, oof. And I will even say, as someone who, I'm not a hugest fan, when he does turn it on, I'm like, oh yeah,
you pay attention.
Oh my. He's dynamic. I mean, he is, when he decides that you're the focus, it's going to be, it's not going to be that Leo that we talk about all the time where it's like, hey, how's it going? It's going to be like, it's going to be intense. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be for real. It's going to be like, there's nothing casual about it when he comes at you. And I think that's why he's so successful.
No looking away on the receiving end of that.
You know, I have not seen Hymn of Death.
Oh, I can't.
But I bet there's a lot of that.
I bet there's a lot of
Shin
that,
Hye-sun.
right? Who's another Virgo.
Yeah.
We'll be getting to next. But yeah, so I mean, he's definitely, and I think the posters in Hymn of Death had a lot of that. Like, that was super connection. Like, it's all about going deep. It's all about life and death. Like, that's a whole Scorpio idea.
Yeah.
Like, and so relationship is never going to be casual. It's going to be life or death. It's going to be deep. It's going to be meaningful. It's just, I mean, that's, I think, really why he's so wildly popular, because he's got all of those things that I think in a fantasy world that we're drawn to.
Yeah.
He's self-deprecating, so he's not going to be coming aggressive at you. He wants everybody to get along. But when he decides that you're the one, he's going to zero in.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
We definitely saw that in W and Pinocchio and While You Were Sleeping.
So, yeah. So he's definitely, I totally understand why he's so popular. And then he's got his nodes. His south node is in Leo, so he's very comfortable being front and center. He's very comfortable being on stage, being that person. And then, but his north node's over here in with his pot. I believe his north node is conjunct his moon, though his moon is either Pisces or Aquarius. I don't know. It's a tough call for me because I'm not a huge, I don't watch all of his stuff. Do you guys think he is more of an Aquarian moon, which gives him a little bit a quirky, outside the box, not really mainstream emotional center? Or do you think it's more the emotional center of unconditional love? Ooh. If you had to pick.
He's not out of the box.
Because he strikes me as more of a Pisces moon, it would be my gut reaction, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he already has that.
I would go with the Pisces.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
So that's our guess. Yeah. But what is yours? But he does have an Aquarian north node. So he is working more towards being a little bit more out of the box, thinking like taking those ideas he has and acting on them, even if they're a little bit wacky. So I'm excited to watch him when he gets out of the army because I think that army is going to give him a lot of.
Well, he's a public service worker.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe that's not going to change him as much.
Old injury.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it won't change him as much as the other stuff.
If he was active duty. No.
Yeah, if he was active duty. But you never know. But yeah, he's definitely. I totally understand why he's so popular. He's got all the pieces for sure. And then, like you said, his co-star in Hymn of Death is Shin Hye Sun. I love her.
Yes, you do. You do.
I do. I love her so much. We're almost birthday twins. She is August 30th, 1989.
August 31st.
August 31st. I'm August 30th.
You're August 30th.
Oopsie, I got excited. I wanted it to be that.
1989, right?
1989. They're both, both her and Jong Suk are 89. So they're both the same age. So she also just turned 30. This is a girl who's loaded in Virgo.
She seems so much more mature. I did not think she was 30. I would have said older. Yeah.
She definitely has that maturity.
I think it's because of all that Virgo. Like you spend your life with that much Virgo energy, it's gonna be a considerable amount of self reevaluation. You're constantly going to be trying to fix yourself. You're constantly going to be trying to better yourself. You're constantly going to be worried about what other people think of you. It's that energy. It's a lot of the deprecating stuff, and it's kind of a deflect because we already know we suck. It's kind of that. Like we don't know. It's not like we think we suck, but we're
hard on yourselves.
We're really hard on ourselves. And hers is a Sun Moon conjunction. So who she is and how she is emotional, those two things are the same. So who she is out in the world and who she is emotionally is all Virgo. And so she's probably even more hard on herself. Like when we were watching Angel's Last Mission, did you guys watch it?
I watched some of it.
Yeah.
But clearly she worked so hard
on that ballet.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
The Virgos are, if they're channeling their energy in a healthy way, they're going to be workhorses. We will work so hard to make sure something is correct. We want to make sure people like it, and we want to make sure that it's well received and that kind of stuff. And she strikes me as someone who's using her Virgo energy to its highest ideals. Because then she's also got this Virgo Mars also. So she's got her sun, her moon, her Mars. It's all there in Virgo. So a lot of all of that energy of just how you get stuff done and how you relate to things is all in that Virgo energy. And then you go over here and look at her Mercury and her Virgo, and it's all in Libra. So, so not only does she want everything to be really good and want everybody to like it, she also, the way she's going to relate to you is going to be with that, I hope you like it. Like, I want to make sure everybody's happy. And so it's going to be wanting to balance all of that out. So she definitely has that. And because Virgo and Libra are right next to each other, it's kind of the Virgo energy kind of leads into that Libra energy. And that's how the whole like zodiac kind of works. Each sign leads into each other. So you learn something in one sign and then you go into the next one. So you take all of this energy of work and hearth and home and health and being kind of a little bit trapped in your head about it. And then you move into how you use it with others. And so she's kind of the combo of those two. And I think we see that all the time. Like she's always super intense, not super intense, but she's always very driven.
She has an intensity, though.
She does.
Yeah,
she has that intensity. She's got that drive. She's got the, but in almost every character, there's always that kind of soft underbelly that she's just hiding from everybody.
Yeah, I think particularly in Secret Forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
All kinds of vulnerability there.
All kinds of it. Oh, you'll notice that she also, just like Jong Suk, also has the North Node in Aquarius. So she's working towards taking risks and getting a little bit outside the box. And I think from a career standpoint, I feel like she's working towards her North Node a little bit better than Jong Suk.
Yeah, he seems to make safe choices.
He does, right? Like I feel like we've seen him in the same role a few times, where I feel like every time we see Shin Hye's son, she's just right. But I think what was so interesting, and I wish I had the emotional capacity to sit through Hymn of Death, because I think that for him was a huge leap.
I'm sure.
And I think it's really interesting that they did it together. Because she would be one that would pull you to do that, because I think she's got more of that energy in her. At least that's, because again, what we talk about every week, or every time we do one of these, is rising sign. Rising sign is really important. So he might have a slower moving, like Taurus rising, so he's not so much about, even though his North Node is over there in Aquarius, he might not, it's just,
he's in no hurry.
It's no big hurry to take those big risks. Where she might have an Aquarian rising, where she's like, heck yeah, let's do it, let's jump in. Or she might have a Sag rising, which gives her a little bit more dynamic type of thing, or he might just have a slower moving one. So that changes all of that. But I definitely feel like her energy matched with his energy probably really, really well in Hymn of Death. So all the Twitter reviews they were so good.
I know.
But I just have not been able to bring myself to watch it, because I already know I'm going to be in tears by the end of it. But she's so freaking good, and I love her. But to go, just because you ask every time we do one of these, her Black Moon Lilith is in Libra as well. So you look at her, this is a woman.
A lot of Libra.
Is a lot of Libra. She's got a ton of Libra. She actually, shockingly, the only fire she has in her chart is her South Node. And so my guess, because I think she's got a little spice to her. My guess is she's a fire rising sign. So either the Aries, Sag, or Leo, because she's got this Leo South Node, which she's comfortable with the Leo energy, but I feel like that zingers that she can come off with that make her, that give her that like aggression, I think that's her rising sign. At least that's my guess. I love her so much. Thank you, Virgo twin. Yay. And then probably the most famous Virgo of our group. We talked about him briefly when we talked about him and Sung Hye-kyo's divorce. Just kind of get a little bit like, it was so wacky. But Song Joong-ki, he's a
Virgo.
He's a Virgo. He actually got a lot of Virgo energy as well. All three of these guys actually have a lot of heavy. All three of them have a Sun Mars Virgo, which is interesting. I don't have Sun Mars. I have Sun Mercury, and I have Sun Mercury Pluto and South Node. So I've got a ton of Virgo energy, but it's completely different. So the Mars energy in Virgo, it kind of eludes me, because my Mars comes from a completely different space. But all three of these guys have that Mars energy. So the way they take action is going to be very specific.
Precise.
It's going to be very precise. They're going to want it to be perfect, and it's going to make them a little wacky if it's not perfect. And so Song Joong-ki's got that too. He's got a Sun Mercury conjunct in Virgo. So again, the way he communicates, the way he he's going to talk to you about things. Like, it's all that. He's going to be very conscious about what is being said, how it's being said. It's going to, again, that self-deprecating kind of personality. But at the end of the day, Virgos are really hard on themselves, but it sometimes comes off as we're really hard on everybody and everything, and we're super, uptight. It's not so much that we're uptight. We just are doing running lists in our head at all time. Unlike a Gemini, where it's 8,000 thoughts in your head, constantly 8,000 tabs open. Virgos are kind of like, my sister laughs at me all the time because I do this. I will just do running commentary on things. I'm not really talking to her. But or to anybody. I'm not really talking to anybody. I'm just kind of oh, so you're gonna sit there and do that, and okay, good. I'm just literally just listing it in my head, tracking it so that I know what's gonna happen next. We do that a lot, and people think that we are judging them, and I'm like, oh, there's no. It's just my own personal running commentary.
Intake.
It's just intake.
Data
it's
intake.
just me, exactly. It's data intake, and that's how a lot of us do it. And so you got Sung Joong who does, and I think what I find really interesting, his Saya character is such a Virgo.
In Arthal?
And Arthal, that is like a Virgo gone wild. Like that is a Virgo. It actually is interesting.
Yeah. There's a constant voiceover.
Constant voiceover from Saya. And that's what it is.
Literal running commentary.
Like literally. And so that's what I find really fascinating. And he's able to separate the two characters he's doing in Arthal, which is the one side is kind of that needing to, like the Earth Mother side of him and needing to take care of everybody, but he knows the way to take care of them. Right. You know, it's not so much let me take care of you because you need help. Let me take care of you because I know what's best for you. I know how. And then you got Saya, who is more like more that just trapped in your head kind of, I know the exact plan that will be the best way to execute, and you're not following what I have to say. So it's for me as a Virgo, it's fascinating to watch because I'm like, that's exactly right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he's been studying the books, he knows, and he's okay with Tagon being like, no, I think it's this way. And he's like, fine, but I know the best way to win. But if you want to go that way, have at it. He's not going to fight him on it. He's just like, you'll be back. Like, and so it's fascinating to me to watch that. And then but as we talked before, he's got this Venus over in Leo. And that's just, again, I using his characters, but you look at his Captain Yu over in Descendants of the Sun, you look at Saya, and they have that, there's something about him that just, it's, cheeky is like I hate that word, but it's just so like, it's just so cheeky. Like you know, there's like,
he's like, hey, I'm checking you out.
It's just,
do you check me checking you out?
It's just that he knows that he's attractive. Like, he knows whether it's physically attractive or just personality attractive. Like he just knows.
How many times have we met this guy?
Right? Exactly. Like and so he already knows that he's got this attractive personality and this attractive something about him because it's been happening his whole life, whether he knows it or not. It's been happening his whole life because he's got this Leo and Venus, right? Or Venus and Leo. And then you couple that with all this Virgo energy. So he's like, he already knows you're going to come to him and he's going to tell you exactly how it's got to be. And it's just, so he kind of fascinates me
like
as
his
someone,
character from
right?
Descendants of the Sun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like he's gonna make sure you're fine. He's gonna make sure everything is good.
He'll save you.
He'll save you numerous times. He'll cover your eyes when it's too much for you.
Yes. Even if his hand is broken.
Exactly, it's all good.
Yep.
So he really is just. He's done a remarkable job of channeling his chart in his roles. And so I just really appreciate that. The thing about him that I do is interesting is that he is either a Scorpio moon, which I think we had this conversation, we did the Song couple. It's either a Scorpio moon or a Sag moon. I'm still always torn by that because it should be.
What would be the distinction between the two?
Well, Scorpio moon makes him really dynamic, like super dynamic. And I find him dynamic, but I don't, there's nothing, bear with me on this one. There is not, I think he's an attractive man. I think there's many attractive qualities about him, but he doesn't have that raw sexuality that I think comes with a Scorpio moon. I just don't.
Sagittarius.
But a Sagittarius moon, I think it's
As
more.
As a Gemini, I'm very drawn to Sagittarians.
Yes. So are you?
I'm very drawn to
Okay. See, there you go. See, yeah. Done. We are done. And what about, now you're a Leo, so what about you? Are you very drawn to Song Joong Ki?
Yeah. But not in a Hyunbin kind of way.
Interesting.
There is a difference.
The Libra group is coming up next, so we'll have to dive into that.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I would think then that also
attractive, but not totally like sexy.
Right.
Yes.
Right?
Is that what I'm trying to say?
No, absolutely. But again, if he was a Scorpio moon, because you're a Scorpio moon,
Yes,
I think it would have been a
yeah.
right?
It's not that.
It's not that.
No.
So I don't think he has a Scorpio moon. But which is interesting because Song Hye Kyo is a Scorpio. So I thought maybe that was what it was, but I think she's a very late Scorpio, so I think his early Sag moon was still conjunct her late Scorpio sun, so I still think that there was that connection there, even though it was disjointed, as we saw was the case. But yeah, I do. I think all the evidence kind of points to more of a Sag moon because it's more of that. It's more of that lighthearted and easygoing.
Scorpio, for me, would be like,
Right.
No, stay away. That's gonna
Because,
stink.
because correct me if I'm wrong, I have to go back and look at my notes, but
I
I
find him
think
threatening.
Kim Jae-wook has that Scorpio moon.
Yes,
Oh,
he
and that would be
does.
another one where I'd be like, nope, stay away.
See-
Oh, really?
It's gonna sting.
I'm like,
Yeah, right. See, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
I
can't
don't.
wait for Hyunbin because Hyunbin, I'm the same. Like,
Yes.
and I want to stay. So we'll find out.
I actually,
Yeah.
not to
I would
jump
not
ahead,
run from him,
but
yeah.
I know exactly why
Oh,
that you have that for
I can't
Young
wait
Bin,
for that.
and I
Okay.
can't wait to talk about that. I'm
Okay, go.
super excited for that. But that's what I'm saying. Like Sung Joong Ki does not have that for, I think, most people.
His
There's
sex appeal is
it's
different.
completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It is not that raw sexuality. And I think those that have a Scorpio something to them
I think
has.
it's that Leo. Maybe it's could it be the Leo?
It's definitely
Scorpio?
the Leo. It's definitely the
Yeah.
Leo in there. It's
It's
definitely
like, hey, look at
yeah.
me, I'm attractive, and you're like, yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
he has that because he's got that Sag moon, and which we're completely just calling it now. He's got a Sag moon, and he's got a Leo. He's got that Leo Venus. So he's got that it's all fire. It's all dynamic. It's all he's going to be the center of attention. You're not going to be able to look away, and you either like that and dig it, or you're like, you're just way too much for me. Like it's that combination there. But yeah, it's so the Leo to Leo is probably why you're really drawn to him, and the Leo to all your air signs is probably why we're drawn to him. But then you got that Sag moon, which is probably why he's probably in your more drawn to
bit more,
him. Yeah. Where for me, I'm kind of like, yeah. I mean, we got the Virgo. Like I understand who he is. Like him, I like to go get coffee with him, like discuss Virgo things. Like, so how did you do it?
Discuss the day to day.
The day-to-day. So what kind of planner do you use to get through all of the things? Seriously. Like I have full conversations with people about their planners.
I would actually like to have that conversation.
See?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, because you haven't seen Jen in a stationery store.
You have not.
I don't think I've had the privilege either.
Oh, it's an event.
Oh, 'cause I love
It's an
stationery
event.
stores.
Right. Exactly.
go.
Oh, we should
Oh my
totally
gosh, we'll
go.
never leave.
Right. So that's the thing. Like Sung Joong Ki is the kind of guy that I want to sit down and discuss planning structures. I don't want to go on a date with him. I want to discuss how he handles his Virgo-ness.
Like, tell me about that career decision and then this character. How did you break that down?
How did you do that? Like, did you work it this way? How did you handle the schedule of the two characters? Like, did you start with your hair with the long hair in the morning, and then we went to the short wig at night? Like, was there a lot of tape? Like those are the things I want to talk to him about. And so
You want the data.
I do. I want the data from him. Like, absolutely. So
love
that's and that I think he would dig that. I think he would be
I think
totally
his
into
Leo would be more than willing to share that with
right?
you.
Exactly. So this
It's a date.
It's a date, right? And then he's a north node over here in Taurus. So he does have a south node in Scorpio. So he's got a little bit of that flavor, which I think does give him some of that sex appeal for sure. But he's got a north node in Taurus. So his whole thing that he's working towards, and in other lives, he spent all this energy and time on, esoteric things and getting really deep and all that death and sex and taxes, and probably really was into all of that kind of stuff. But in this life, while he understands it and is very comfortable in it, what he's working towards is nicer things, slower things, not casual because it's a fixed sign, but being much more.
In a way?
Easier in a
gentler?
way. Gentler. Gentler is a perfect word. Where Scorpio's, it's just not a gentle sign. Taurus is very much gentle, the finer things of life, self-worth, all of that type of stuff.
Beautiful.
And yes. And so he's an interesting cat for sure. He fascinates me.
Definitely.
He really does.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
Right?
Yeah.
But all of this though, again, as we say with almost everybody, it fascinates me because it really does tell me why he really taps into what his chart does. And when he does that best is when I think his roles are really juicy. So regardless of what we think about Arthur as far as a scripting standpoint, his performance is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Both
it
of
is.
them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway. So much fun. My
much fun.
My Virgo
Thank
brethren.
you so much.
Yes.
Yay.
And next time we might just make it a whole Hyung Bin Libra
We should.
thing.
Okay.
All right, until next time, we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
Bye. If you want to check out what we're watching and we're liking, loving, and dropping, you can check out our weekly watch list right there. It's going to be so fun. Yay. See you next time. Bye.